Well, we're almost ready to go, and we're really gonna go this time. And I want to show you our bus, which is completely packed with all of our stuff. So, here's our bus. Finally repaired and fixed and ready to go. Little school bus. There's where Charlie's gonna sit because he's gonna be our driver. And he has done some fantastic little things to our bus. There is something that we got when we first got married, forever and for always. Aww. We've got our little lights, which you can take off and put back on, use them when you need to. And he's got his little thing of Velcro. This thing is Velcroed on. And there's little loops in here for all kinds of stuff. He's putting his glasses there. Paper towel roll thing he installed. He installed an inverter so that we could use it to plug up and charge our phones and our computers. This is where the GPS goes, and he's got the cord running inside here, so it's not hanging down like from a cigarette lighter. And this is where Thomas will be sitting, my oldest son. He's my middle child. There's his guitar. This is his seat. This is my seat with all my paraphernalia, my blankets and my sweater and my jacket, pillows in case I want to sleep, my new pocketbook, which is actually a sling pack, and all the stuff I'm going to do on the way. And then I've cushioned it so I can sit sideways and put my feet out to help. So since we'll be traveling so much, I like my feet up. And there's all our stuff. Tubs, boxes, coolers. It's all strapped in, all ready to go. That's like the back seat and the part behind the back seat. And there was 4 rows of seats in this bus. 1, 2, 3, and then he took out the 4th seat, the 2 back seats, so that they can hold and contain all of our stuff. And this is Bebe's little crate where she'll be sitting. And we've got some stuff packed in front of her. And then there's another empty seat here. As you can see on the left side of the bus, they're single seats. And on the right side of the bus, they're double seats. So this is a small bus. There's our heater. Our air conditioning up at the top that we paid so much money to have repaired. It's finally working great. It'll help us when we're going farther south. And so there's air conditioning for front and the back of the bus, and there's heat for front and back of the bus. We won't be using the heat in the back because we won't need it. We've already used the front and it's hot enough. So anyway, onward. Look at those beautiful trees at our rest stop here in Georgia. But now we are finally on our way. Wow, it's a big difference just in this short time of driving. We left and it was chilly, 50s, 60s in the mornings, and right now it's hot, and I wish I did not have a flannel shirt on. We are now in Alabama, and it is wet and dreary. Rest stop for Alabama. Welcome to Shelly Telly, where I tell about my life. It's been like 2 months since I have posted a vlog, and it's because I have been so busy. We had planned to go to Mexico, and we still are. It's just that we got quite delayed, and so this vlog post is going to be about why and what we did. So, first of all, we were supposed to leave on September 1st, and the plan was that we were going to spend about 2 weeks visiting relatives. My relatives are in East Tennessee, and Charlie has some relatives in North Carolina. And so our plan was to take our dog, Bebe, and drop her off with my in-laws in North Carolina, go and visit my mom and some more of my relatives. My sister lives there, my daughter lives there, my youngest son lives there, my grandson lives there. So went to go visit all of them. And then the plan was to come back, pick up Bebe, and head to Mexico. We thought we would be in Mexico by the end of September. However, a lot has occurred since then. So I'm just kind of recap what has happened. Instead of 2 weeks, we wound up spending 2 months between these two places. So what actually happened instead of our plan, because you know how it is whenever you go to plan something. So the plan was gone from really the moment we left North Carolina and headed to Tennessee. So first we left Williamsburg. We went down to North Carolina, where my mother-in-law, father-in-law, and my niece live. And we dropped off Bebe, and then we headed a day or two later, we headed to Tennessee. On the way to Tennessee, we discovered that the air conditioning in the bus was not working. Okay, this was major because I have to have air conditioning. So we get to Tennessee, and luckily, not far from my sister's was somebody who fixed air conditioners. In fact, this was the only guy around who did it. Big air conditioners like that was on the bus. So we dropped off the bus there for it to be fixed, and while it was being fixed, I spent a lot of time visiting with my mom and my daughter, Caitlin Joe, and her son, Kai, my very first grandson. He is so adorable. And my son, Jeremy, who had actually spent a good part of the summer with us in Williamsburg, but now was back in Tennessee. And also my sister lives not too far from my mom. So one of the things that we did while we were there, my mother is really big into making shoeboxes for Samaritan's Purse. A lot of people might know this from like your church. They might do shoeboxes. Well, my mom works on these shoeboxes all year long. So she has like all kinds of inventory, and they all have to be, sorted and packed, and you just wouldn't even believe how much she can get packed into a box. I'll have to do a post on that sometime. But anyway, so I helped her. In fact, one of the times that we were there, I helped her. Together we made pencil boxes to go into, we made girls' pencil boxes to go into girls, maybe it was for both girls and boys, to go into shoe boxes. And the pencil kits that we made 108 of them. And they contained like scissors and pencils and blah, blah, blah. Also, I babysat my grandson a couple of times, so that was awesome. So then the bus air conditioning was finally fixed after a big, huge expense. And then we went back to North Carolina to get our dog. We went back to pick up the dog. One of the things that Charlie's dad had always wanted was for him to go with him to some local races, where he has some relatives that are like in the races. And so Charlie went with his dad to that one Saturday, and I hung around with my mother-in-law and tried to help her out. And we discovered that the bus it rained like really hard. There was like this huge storm that came through, and water leaked into the bus. So we had bus leak. Crap. So anyway, he repaired that. And then we discovered that the air conditioning was leaking Freon or something, so we knew that there was another bus air leak, so the air conditioning was not working properly again. Luckily there was a warranty on it, so we had to plan to go back to Tennessee so that we could get that repaired. But in the meantime, before we did that, my mother-in-law found out that she had to move. She only had a few days, and she had to move her mother to from rehab to assisted living. So I tried to help her do that. That was a big deal. Then we finally went back to Tennessee, took the bus back to be repaired once more. And we left the dog again with the in-laws because my mother doesn't really have anywhere that is good for the dog to stay. So the bus air was repaired again, and while that was going on, believe it or not, we discovered that one of my mom's bathrooms was leaking water down into the bottom floor there. So it just so happened that we figured with it wasn't just so happened. I believe God led us to this, but Charlie fixed that leak, and then we got the bus repaired. We went back to North Carolina again. On the way to North Carolina, this time, back to North Carolina, as we were driving over the mountains, like where Asheville is, the guys just heard a shimmy. When I say guys, I'm talking about Charlie and my son Thomas, because that's who's going on this trip to Mexico. In case you've forgotten, it's me, my husband, and my son, who's 25, Thomas, and then our dog Bebe. It's a little Papillon. So they discovered that there was a shimmy in the bus, and when they got to North Carolina, it turns out that the mount that the transmission was bolted to was not good or something, and it needed to be repaired. So that was the deal. And then they also discovered, even though Charlie had fixed the previous leak the bus was leaking water, now there was still leaking water again, or in a different place. So he had to repair that. Got that repaired. Did not seem to be leaking anymore. And then he went to go replace the transmission mount for the bus, but it was a really big job. It took 2 full days because bolts were rusted and they broke and stuff, and then they had to be drilled out. I mean, I'm not sure all what, but it was a big deal. And it was raining during that time too, so that wasn't fun. But finally it was repaired. It was raining and there was no water leaks. And then we went to go take the dog. My mother-in-law, while she'd had the dog, had taken the dog to her vet to get her updated rabies shot and distemper. And then right before we're getting ready to leave to go to Mexico, we had to take the dog to the vet for an international health exam, but it's only good for 10 days, so we wanted to do that the very last thing. Well, it turns out her vet all of a sudden couldn't do this because his license needed renewed or something like that. I don't know what the deal was. So we had to find another vet, found another vet, luckily, took the dog to the vet. Bebe was so good. She was so good for the vet. And so we got the health exam and the certificate, and she had to, by the vet, had to be dewormed and defleed. Not that she had worms or fleas, but you still had to give her the medication, and the vet had to do it, and it had to be written on the international health certificate. Anyway, all that was finally done. And so the day after the midterm elections, which is today, we were finally ready to leave. So we headed out this morning, and we traveled from North Carolina. We went through Georgia, and now we are in Alabama, and we are in Okilek, I think it is, Okilaka, Alabama, and it's really close to Montgomery. That's where we are, and we're staying in a very nice hotel. It allows pets, and it's free for your pets to stay. Bebe's laying on the bed right now, and very nice hotel. I love La Quinta. And we have 2 queen-size beds. There's a refrigerator, microwave. They have a breakfast downstairs in the morning. There's a bar here. A nice bathroom, nice large bathroom. Free Wi-Fi, yay! I mean, it's awesome. So anyway, Charlie and Thomas have taken the bus to go pick up our dinner, which is going to be from Topeka's, I think, Tazika's. It's a Mediterranean restaurant. They're going to go get us some heroes. Love that. It's so yummy. And so anyway, to wrap everything up, that's why we have been delayed, but we are finally on our way. We are so excited. And you can actually follow along to see exactly where we're going on a map by going to my son's blog. My son has a travel blog he's had for longer than I've been vlogging, because I've only been vlogging for like a couple months. Actually, I was vlogging a couple months before I didn't vlog for 2 months. But anyway, I'm going to put the link below, because if you click on that link in his vlog, where it's in his blog, it's talking about moving to Mexico, and there is an interactive map down there, and you can see in real time. I think it's updated every 15 minutes. So you can see this little bus, this little school bus is moving along, and it started in North Carolina where we started, and then it's ending at the end of our day, and then in the morning it picks back up and moves like that. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Night. Hi, welcome to Telly Shelly.